Greetings and welcome to another episode of Let's Play Neverwinter Nights with Malcolm Maestro Erikson, the Paladin, leading a party into the Peninsula District to deal with all the escaped prisoners. Well, most of the time, when he's not looting and all that. Alright, so here we have the Tanglebrook Estate. Now, I suppose I could have picked up a quest to go in there for a particular reason. I mean, I am going to go in there rather than through the front door of the dungeon. Because I can. Because there's a key on the mat. And then use the secret tunnel to get into the prison. Because that's what you do. But I am gonna fight another one of these gang leaders in the sewer access. Simply because he's there. And that's why you fight enemies. Because they're there. Same reason why people climb Mount Everest. Because it's there. I mean, has there ever been any real reason to climb a mountain? And I don't mean just to get to the other side of the mountain. No, actually just go to the top and then back down again. Is there ever really a reason for that? Other than just to prove that you can. Thought not. Yay. Let us go in. Hiya, friend. Well, I'm expecting you to go down with a fight, so... Right, so you're very difficult. Alright, let's take care of the escape prisoners for a moment.
Die!
Alright, that kinda hurt. Do I have a bigger potion? Alright, Tomi, I kinda don't want you to die right now, so you have a potion from me.
Only one.
At least Tomi is flanking again. Oh, no, he switched targets. But he's alone now.
Woohoo!
He switched targets to me again. Good. And he's dead. Alright, so by provoking attacks of opportunity, I can get him to target me. Well, the hand axe is not worth it, but having the prison key would be nice. I don't think there's anything else here that's worth looting. Alright, let's rest up. Get all my spells back, and then move back to the Tanglebrook Estate. This is just a weird sewer access plan. Why would you need 4 separate entrances to get to the same place? I guess just to make sure that you don't miss it. Or somebody had a copy-paste error mishap while making this level. Still some time away until I can get some spells. Let's see, how far am I along to get some levels? Well, not that far, but still gonna take a while. Alright, I used the key. Enter Tanglebrook Estate. It's eerily quiet here. Let's loot. I'm sure Lady Tanglebrook won't mind. She's dead after all, but I don't know that yet. Everyone is dead. All I have left is my cousin Elefin, the head jailer. He was so good to me in the past, even building a tunnel between his office and the estate, so I could visit him without running the risk of actually walking the dangerous peninsula streets. How fortuitous that these same tunnels now protect me from exposure to the plague. I'm going to meet with him later today, for I know a good game of chess will cheer me up from the spiteful malaise into which I have fallen. That was odd. I thought I heard something crashing around downstairs, but when I went down there, there was nothing. Must have been the rats. Oh, how I hate living alone. I should visit my cousin at once. Yeah, that doesn't sound too good.
Eh?
Oh, no.
What can Tommy do for you?
Actually, this is a good moment. I just want to talk. I'd like to know a little bit more about you. Oops. Well, he skipped one bit. Oh, it's a bit strange to have you ask me that, my lord. Most people think they know Tomi on the gallows well enough through his reputation. In Kalamport, the tales of my deeds were daily fodder of old men in the taverns. I do not speak of heroic acts, however. I am a halfling of the underworld, if you remember. What sort of deeds are you talking about, then? Oh, nothing so sordid and evil as you might guess. I've had fame and fortune aplenty more than once, and lost it all just as often. My most famous exploit, in fact, is one of the reasons I chose to come to Neverwinter when I fled from Kalisham. You see, I'd spent a larger part of my years in Kalamport in the employ of a powerful Medusa. She was a great power in the city's underworld, and that was no small feat for anyone, statue-making gaze or no. A Medusa? Are you serious? Quite serious. She had a fine head for a business, and was as ruthless as any cold-hearted sheik. I'm not entirely sure I said that right. Not as good with the face-to-face negotiations, though, if you take my meaning. I was in her employ to run errands, burglaries, message deliveries, walking her cat, assassinations, that sort of thing. I did my job well, too, and was well known for it. Then how come you were such low level when I found you here? Never mind. The job that made me famous, however, was the last one she gave me. I was to infiltrate the house of the famous vizier Sabalan Fihiyed. Fihiyed? Never mind. And kill him. Were you successful? I was, though not in the manner you're probably suspecting. There's far more to that story than I've told. We have business to undertake, I suppose. Perhaps I'd best tell the rest of the story another time. What do you say to that, my lord? Well, I know each part of his story unlocks as you go up in level. There's a bit of finagling with that at the start, since you don't start at level 1 when you meet him. Or any of the other characters. So let's see if he wants to give me the rest of the story. Wow, you got more You're more impatient than a drunk camel driver in line at the salt market, aren't you? Ask me another time, I'll tell you everything. Alright, so you won't tell me yet. We have to wait until we're at the next level, I think. But that's basically the structure of how the henchman quests go.
Okie dokie.
They tell you part of the story, you have to level, they tell you the next part, and so on and so forth.
Aye, it's done.
And once you have done that enough times, they will give you a trinket. A piece of equipment that could be useful. Or perhaps not. But nevertheless, it's amusing to hear. At least Tomi stories are always amusing. Ooh, stink beetles. Challenging. Well, challenging, sure. Not that challenging. Here, attack me! And he's dead. Look at the dagger, +1 out of all our trouble. Well, Tommy's not doing too good. I don't feel like resting. Got plenty of light potions. You can have them. They would just go to waste in my inventory anyway. And I'll save the healing kits for later. Because those might be useful if I get diseased. Whoops. I really need to get used to checking for that. Not that this character is actually any good at detecting traps. But that's why I have Tomi. Alright, the alchemist apparatus has some celestial elixir. This elixir smells sweet, similar to honeysuckle, and contains a small amount of liquid inside that bubbles faintly. Its use is unknown, though it's likely curative of some form. Indeed it is. The quest item you need for Sharwin, if I have it correct. Actually, I know it's correct, but if I'm playing this game omnisciently, I would have my screen open to whatever site is necessary for a complete walkthrough of every detail. And I generally only do research off-screen.
Okie dokie.
Since I'm not in danger of running into traps. Just have to do that.
Aye, it's done.
Alright, some more loot. And I guess it's time to go downstairs. You coming, Tommy? Oh, he'll follow. The Tanglebrook Tunnels. Now, there is some manner of threat down here. I believe there's some fire beetles on the other side, and there's traps all over this place. So, Master on the gallows, if you would be so kind.
Aye, it's done.
And he'll just keep doing that. Alright, that chest is unlocked. I'll just loot while you deal with the traps.
Aye, it's done.
I think that's a fair distribution of the workforce.
Aye, it's done.
I'll take the bolts. I don't really need the bolts, but I'll take them anyway. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if there's any point in these things.
Aye, it's done.
Can I use these pawns?
Aye, it's done.
I suppose I could bash him. I don't want to fight these things. And poor Lady Tanglebrook. There's a large hole in the side of Lady Tanglebrook's skull, revealing a dark and cavernous space within.
Aye, it's done.
Whatever she died of, it wasn't a wailing death. Yeah, well. Nice sword, though.
Ugh, this pack is heavier than I am.
Yep, fire beetles.
I love this part.
Now they drop fire beetle bellies, which I believe is a spell, a component for traps, but I don't really care. See, they're not going to be using traps. I've never used lay down traps myself.
Okay, dokie.
Alright, pick the lock.
It's done.
Let's see, we have about 500 gold. A potion of bless. Alright, that's nice. Bless is very nice if you can get it. But right now I really just need to lighten my load a bit. So I think it's probably time to head back to the city core once I've entered the prison. Through this door. See, the wise Paladin knows when to sneak. Nobody expects the Paladin from behind. Especially not these thugs.
I'll slit your throat!
No, you won't. You'll die when you stab. Especially because you're attacking with dual wielding, and at this level, you're not gonna hit shit. Right. So there's a lot of stuff here that's probably locked. Yeah, locked, locked. Desk is not locked. Potion of bless. Wow, they must think I'm pious or something. Locked, locked, locked. Right,
Okay,
deal with the locks.
It's done. Okay, dokie.
I'm a little bit hesitant to use the function keys to actually activate those abilities.
It's done.
Because I might trigger something on Fraps. So I'll just use the hotbar for that. Plus it makes it easier for you to see what I'm doing. Come on.
Okay, dokie.
Chop chop. Get to your job.
It's done.
Alright. Well, before I go further, let's just center myself in the room here. Let's go back to the city core.
Welcome. Do you have news of the missing water Davian creatures? Or is there something else you need?
There's something else I need. Yeah, well, I can count on you to give me a favorable reaction. At least for now. Let's see. Don't need the bow. Let's get rid of all these copper rings. I don't need the thieves' tools because I can't use them unless I take points in thievery, which is not cost effective. Let's identify this. I'm not a druid. These are concepts of concentration. I'll stick with discipline. I can use sound burst, but it's unlikely I will ever use it. Alright, summon creature wand is kinda useful, so I'll keep that. It's not a very high level creature, but it's still useful. Endurance I don't need. Don't need a dagger. All that. That's... I need all this stuff. Alright, this sword I don't need. And I don't need that. And let's see, there's nothing else in my inventory that I don't need. I'll keep the Tranquilbrook estate journal. For now it will remind me what I'm doing. Alright, let's go back to the henchman shuffle and get the rest of them going. But we'll do that next time. Thank you for watching.